Well, hi there. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm talking about a topic that I've mentioned before, but not this particular thing that I've seen. I have talked about skywatching. You've seen quite a few of my videos perhaps where I have filmed the sky, especially while traveling down the road. I just think the sunset is so fascinating and so beautiful. But this is a little bit different. This particular morning, I really was blessed, in my opinion. Being the person that I am, that's fascinated with watching planes, fascinated with the sky, fascinated with various things related to the sky, I saw something really cool in my estimation. There it was, the sun was rising, and there were clouds in the sky. And I looked at this hole in the clouds, and it looked to be perfectly round. And I thought, it just looks like a plane went through and punched a hole in the cloud. Little did I know that's actually sort of what I was seeing. It was December 22nd, 2021. I don't know what kind of weather it was. I know I was probably taking the trash to the curb. We technically don't get really cold here in Southeast Texas until maybe February, sometimes in January. It might have been slightly chilly morning that day, but I doubt that it was extremely cold. We may get nights down into 39, occasionally 32, hardly ever do we dip below that. And then again, it reaches 60 degrees during the day on most days. And if it doesn't reach 60 degrees today in the winter, it's going to reach there in the next day or two. You'll be back and forth. You might go down into a high of 50, but you'll be back up to 62 24 hours later. So long story short, this formation that I saw in the sky is related to the temperature in ice crystals and various things. So I wanted to give you an image of what type of weather we were probably experiencing on December 22nd, 2021. So here was these clouds with the early morning pinkish sun reflecting off of them in this perfectly looked like punched hole where I could see the sky through this hole in the clouds. And I instantly thought to myself, did a plane punch through that hole? That is about the same spot where I see planes either departing or planes going back through the other direction. So that's the first thing I thought of. Here, I'm going to read a little bit to you. I did some research on a website called EarthSky. It talks about how hole punch clouds are made by jets. You're probably familiar with contrails, the wispy strands of clouds made by jet exhaust high in the sky. But jets can be the cause of a different type of cloud feature, a hole punch cloud, also known as Fallstreak hole. Goodness, that little hole in the clouds, that big hole in the clouds that I saw, has a name. They look like abrupt clearings in the autocumulus cloud layer, often circular patches of clear sky punched into the surrounding clouds. How are they created? According to weather.com, an autocumulus cloud layer is composed of small water droplets that are below freezing, called supercooled water droplets. If ice crystals can form in the layer of supercooled droplets, they will grow rapidly and shrink or possibly evaporate the droplets completely. Studies indicating this one by Andrew Hamsfield and collaborators, I just butchered that name, have shown that aircraft passing through these cloud layers can trigger the formation of the heavier ice crystals, which fall to Earth and then leave the circular void in the blanket of clouds. Wow, that is exactly what I was thinking. Well, nearly what I was thinking. a hole in the cloud caused by the plane. The study concluded that aircraft propellers, laugh with me, and wings cause the formation of those initial ice crystals. There are zones of locally low pressure along the wing and propeller tips that allow the air to expand and cool well below the original temperature of the cloud layer, forming ice crystals. Very cool. We found an exemplary case of hole punch clouds over Texas. Why am I not surprised? Because I saw one. From satellite imagery, you could see holes that pocketed the sky. Holes in long channels where aircraft have been flying at that level of the cloud for a while. Okay, so I also went to weather.gov and they talk about Fallstreak. High to mid-level clouds are often composed of tiny water droplets that are much colder. High to mid-level autocumulus clouds are often composed of tiny water droplets that are much colder than freezing but have yet to freeze. The super cold water droplets need a reason to freeze, which usually comes in the form of ice crystals. Planes passing through the cloud layer can bring these ice crystals. Once the ice crystals are introduced, the water droplets quickly freeze, they grow, and they start to fall. A hole is left behind, which will start to expand outward as neighboring droplets start to freeze. Amazing. 63 years old. I didn't know there was such a thing as a hole punch cloud or a Fallstreak cloud. In case you haven't seen me talk about this, I'm a plane watcher. I'm an International Space Station watcher. I love to watch that light go across the horizon. I use an International Space Station app and several other apps. I live in the greater Houston area. In the airport I see a lot of flight traffic from is the George Bush International Airport with the call letters IAH. It's the second busiest airport in Texas, and it's fun on these apps as well. You can hear a helicopter, and then you'll see a little icon on the screen of a helicopter. These apps will tell you what type of plane is going overhead, where it departed, and where it's going to land, and how long the flights are. It's just a load of fun. I know it's geeky, but it's a load of fun. The ISS detector, I will link to that in the description. The Skyview free. The ISS detector will tell you when the International Space Station is visible in your particular area. It will tell you at what time. It will tell you the strength of the visibility, the coordinates, so on and so forth. It is absolutely amazing. I just love it. So I use Skyview free. You're able to hold your phone up and see what stars, what constellations are overhead. It is just a wonderful app. I use FlightAware, and I also use air traffic apps. And because I love to know what are these planes that are flying over. So again, I've been a skywatcher. I've not seen very many strange things. My husband and I did see something really strange one night. It was a rainy night. He asked me to never tell anyone. I told one person, and she laughed for days. It was a close family member, and I thought, I'll never do that again. But yeah, it was a strange set of lights. It was hovering near the ground. It was huge. We didn't understand what we saw, but it just left us feeling wigged out for several days. Trust me. We just, it's something you want to tell about. It's just like one time we were pulled off the road in a tornado, and you tell people about that story, and you can tell they don't know if they want to believe you or not, and they just kind of shrug it off. It's boy, when you have strange things happen, it's really hard to relay that to people. And then at the same time, you feel like you need to get it off your chest. You need to talk about it, but it creates some strange situations, trust me. Pretty amazing. It's amazing what we learn. It's amazing what we see. I've just think the weather and the sky and the atmosphere is just totally amazing. So let me know what apps you might use if you're a sky watcher. Let me know if you've seen anything strange in the sky. Let me know if you've seen any of those weird clouds with perfectly circular holes in them. And I don't know. I've watched the sky more in Texas than I have anywhere I've ever lived. I don't know why. It's just I've seen such beautiful things. Beautiful sunsets, beautiful sunrises, beautiful cloud formations, and then this. So I also have included at the tail of this video some sky pictures. I don't have as many as I thought I had on hand, but I'll just give you enjoyment with what I have. If you've enjoyed this video, please click like. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. I talk about a variety of things. This is just life. Channels that I personally follow are just people channels. Down-to-earth people. People that are not afraid to just be themselves. And that's all I am, just being myself. So yeah. Please hit like and help this channel out, and thank you for watching, and you have a great day, and God bless.